Flower Stars. Welcome to today's project. So today is the day 3 of our 25 Python projects for beginners to advance with source code in 2025. So in this day 3, we are going to be seeing some projects. What are the projects to be complete? To complete, we have the currency converter, we have the ATM machine. So we are going to be seeing how we can be able to build our own currency converter and how to build our own ATM machine. Exactly, guys. That is what we are going to be doing. So the projects we are going to complete is the currency converter and then the ATM machine. So we have to set expectations and build a project to see how we can be able to do that. So let's start to see how we can do that. Guys, let's continue. So this is an ATM machine that we are working on. So this ATM machine, the expectation is the first thing you have to bring out. So this ATM machine project should allow the users to perform everyday banking operations such as checking their balances, withdrawals, and deposits. So first, we are going to create an ATM class that encapsulates the necessary functionalities to start building our project. And inside this ATM class, we are going to define now what the init method that's going to initialize, the starting balance. You get it? The balance, which is we are going to be initializing it to 0, as what we saw when I was showing you how the output we are expecting to get. And also the check balance method that we are going to be having inside this particular class. We're also going to be having which is going to return the current balance. And then we are having the deposit method that is going to allow the users to do what? To deposit their fund, money into their account. And also the withdraw method that allows the users to withdraw money from their account or their funds. So we should also create an ATM class controller to get all the users' activity details. You get it? So we present the menu, the activities that the user is going to be doing there. We have the options that I just showed check your balance, to withdraw money or to deposit money into your account, or maybe you're done with whatever you're doing, you have to exit it. You get it? So based on the user's choice, whatever the choice the user is going to take, is going to call the corresponding method of the object to perform the desired operation and display the appropriate messages. And the project should do, or the project or the program should continue to display the menu until the user chooses what to exit. That's why whenever you choose an object or option, as I showed before, it is going when you enter that option, it's going to go back to give you the 4 options again, tell you welcome to the ATM, until you click on the last option, that is the exit. Then for it to tell you thank you for visiting the ATM, automatically it is going to keep on running. It's going to keep on looping, going to keep on coming back to show, displaying the menu for the users to keep choosing the options. Guys, just remember to support the channel by clicking the like as we are going. So now let's try to go now to build the project. Now you see our expectation, what is needed of us. Let's build this project. So hi, I am Nash and I'm going to be your instructor for this particular project. So guys, first we are going to declare an ATM class, and in this ATM class, we have various methods we are going to do what? We are going to encapsulate inside this particular ATM class. These are various methods, and these methods come to see what? What is it? The first one is the def init. These are these are functions. The method has the functions. So these functions we have declared inside the various method for various specific purposes. So we have the def init. This is the first one we are initializing it. This def init, here we initialize the ATM object with a starting balance of 0. That is why our starting balance, we are giving it at 0. So we have self dot balance, isn't it? Then we also have the next thing we are having is that we have 4 options, right? The next thing we are having is this in the check balance. So the next method we are declaring here, that we are defining here, is a check balance. You get this check balance. What it's going to do is going to return to us the balance of the users in the account. You get it? So it's a check balance, is just the function name. Then we are passing the parameter is just the self, which you know very well that is just pointing to that particular object, isn't it? That is it. So we have return self the balance. So it's going to return to us the balance for the particular users. Get it? That is just what it is going to return to us, the current balance of the users in the account. Then the next one we are having here that we are defining inside this particular class is the deposit. Because we want to know, the deposit is taking two parameters, because there's an amount that we are depositing, isn't it? And I'm given a condition here that if the amount is less than or equal to 0, then it should raise what? A value exception error. This is what it should raise an error saying that deposit amount must be positive, meaning that if your account has gone to negative, you get it? If the amount in your account is up to negative, Because this deposit is going to do what? Is this deposit a method? It allows the users to do what? To be able to deposit money into their account, isn't it? So now, and if now the account is having the amount, because the initial balance we gave is zero. If it's having an amount that is less than zero, then it should raise an exception, right? To tell the user that your this thing must not be less. You cannot put a negative amount to deposit in your account. So save the balance is going to be now what? We are going to increment the previous amount. Whenever you deposit money into that account, it is going to this the postfix, right? Post in the increment, post increment, this in operator. It is going to increment the previous account. For example, the previous balance was zero. If I deposit $10, it's going to what? It's going to increment from zero to $10. And then the current balance now for the account is going to be $10, isn't it? Now, if I want to deposit, let's say 20,000, it's going to do what? It therefore means that from that $10, it's going to add 20,000 to it. It's going to be 20,000, $10, isn't it? That is just how it is going to keep incrementing it. That is why it says save balance, save the balance. The save the balance that we are having here, we are incrementing it. You see, we're incrementing the amount. As we're going to be adding the amount, it's going to be incrementing from the previous amount, the current amount that is inside that account. That is how it is going to be working. So the next one that we are having here is a withdrawal. The withdrawal method or the withdrawal function, which you're also going to withdraw in an amount, right? That is why we are having two parameters here. You know, the self that is there directly pointing to it, to the particular object in that class, as we are having it there. Then the next one we're having is the amount. You say if the amount is less than or equals to zero, you cannot withdraw, right? The money is less than zero. How can you withdraw? Means that you raise a value exception by saying that what your amount must be positive. You cannot want to withdraw an amount and you're putting a negative 500 to withdraw. It doesn't make sense, right? Exactly. So if the amount is greater than save the balance, now if the amount is greater, save the balance is greater than the amount that is in the balance account, in your current balance, you get it? If I want to withdraw, if I want, for example, what is this telling me? It's telling me that if you want to withdraw, this is the condition. If I want to withdraw, for example, I have $30,000 in my account. I have $30,000, and now I want to withdraw because this withdraw is just withdrawing what you have in your account. You cannot withdraw what you don't have in your account, isn't it? It's going to tell you insufficient fund. The same thing when you go to the ATM machine, you slot your card. As you slot in your card, it's going to tell you if the fund is insufficient. It's going to tell you insufficient fund, isn't it? You cannot want to withdraw $30,000 when you have only $15,000 in your account, or even $25,000. It's going to tell you that insufficient funds means that you don't have enough money in your account. That is why I put the condition by saying if the amount you want to withdraw is greater than the amount that is in your account, then it should raise a value exception, raise an error message saying that insufficient fund. So these are the messages that we are going to be getting to guide you. And that is exactly what happens at the ATM when you get to the ATM to withdraw money. Now, and then we're going to say what? Save the balance, so we are decrementing it. Remember, once you withdraw money from your account, means you're decrementing that account. Isn't it? You decrement the amount in the account. That is why if I want to withdraw $20,000 and I had $50,000 in my account, automatically it's going to subtract. That's what this is a post decrement operator. It's going to do what? It's going to this thing is going to decrement that amount. It's going to decrement that amount from the balance, because remember, this is the balance that we are already having. This save the balance is holding the amount of money that is currently in your account, your balance. So whenever I made a withdrawal, what happened? That withdrawal automatically is going to decrement it from my balance. It's going to decrement the amount I want to withdraw from the balance. And then it's going to give me, then if I want to know now what is in my balance, I just need to check my balance again. It's going to tell me the real amount that is inside the balance account. Okay, guys, hope this is clear. I hope you're getting it. Now, we are going to be defining another class that is ATM controller. This ATM controller is where we are going to be giving all the details of what the user is going to be doing. And in this, we are going to be initializing the same thing that we're initializing here, the object of this particular class. We're having save.atm is equals to the ATM. Remember, it's equals to what? The ATM. You get it? That is what we are having here, the class. Remember this class, ATM class. So means that we're calling it here. So means everything here we are going to be able to get it. So it's like getting it from this class here. You get it? Okay. Now look at what happened. We want to get, now I'm defining a method here, a function that is function. Because number one, we don't want to just write. We want to be able to get the information. and give users the idea to be able to enter whatever the knowledge, the information, the options they want to choose, right? We need to define all those options and give them to be able to get to that so that they can be able to know whatever they went to the ATM machine, what is that we want to do. So this controller is going to do what to be able to control, to say whatever you went there to do, what is the object of it? You get it? Is going to be able to make them to understand based on the user's choice. We are going to be calling the corresponding method above. So there, I say get number. What is it? I say what save the prompt. I say why true. I'm passing this in a while loop. In a while loop, I'm saying that try because I'm putting it as what as our exception. I say the number is equals to float input prompt. Return that particular number and the exception value. This is just an exception. I say please enter a valid number. Like what we saw. If not a prompt, it says what? Welcome to the ATM class. Option one, check balance. Option two, you get it as we are going to be getting it here. This is it. It's going to use the display method to display the options for us. You say display method to say, welcome to the ATM class. Option one, you say print, check balance. Option two is deposit amount. Option three is withdrawal. And option four is exit. If you don't want to do any other thing in your ATM, in your bank account, don't do any transaction. Now coming to this exception handling here, I'm passing, and I've passed all of this inside this particular while loop. I've passed everything like this in this while. I'm passing inside the while loop. You get it inside the while loop, and I'm going again. Why going inside the while loop? Why? Because I want the users to be able to have this option as many times as possible until they decided to do what to click exit. You get it? And now coming here, let me explain this part well. This try block here, the try block here is if now the user enter an invalid option, because it's going to prompt them to enter that particular number and it's going to return the number that it has entered. And then if the number is correct, then it is going to now display either of them now based on the options. Otherwise, if it is wrong, like what I did, if you've entered an incorrect option, it is going to throw an error message because we want it to go to handle the message, right? We don't just want it to handle the error. We don't just want to see everything red on the screen. We want it to go to handle that particular exception. That is why it's going to print a message by telling them, please enter a valid number because what you've entered is invalid. From there, you can be able to know that, oh, I made a mistake to enter the correct option. Now, the display method that is going to display, this is what is going to, the first time you open your page, anytime that you enter the ATM, is going to display like this. Welcome to the ATM. Then one for check balance, two, deposit. You see, these are the various options. And then now it says what? Now let's try to work with them now to be able to get the information now from the users. It says, you say the first method it says what? Inside you say check balance. The check balance says, oh, balance is save.admin save.atm.check balance, isn't it? So it's calling now where? Where is it calling? It's calling the check balance here, that the object of that particular class, this object of the particular class, you get it, is calling now what? This method. And where is this method? This method is in our main class up here. Isn't it? Where is this method? This is the check method. It's calling the check method and it's going to return the balance of that check method of that particular check balance. This check balance here is going a function here or method here is going to calling it. You see, the object of that class is calling it, isn't it? It's calling it. And when it calls it now, what happens? Then it's going to print now the current balance that is inside that particular, but that is inside your account. And that is why you say what? I'm using here, I say what? The balance, I'm taking the formatted string, I say the current balance, so we're taking directly, we take the dollar sign directly, take like it's going to display the amount. So this amount now in dollars, because that's the currency, that's my currency. So it's going to display the amount now in currency. So if your currency is not dollars, you can just decide to change and put your currency there because my currency is dollars, so I'm going to keep it as that. You get it? So if your current balance is going to now call that balance, the balance that was there, that has been in your account. The balance that was there because the current balance now is 0. Without depositing any amount, the current balance from the beginning is 0. Isn't it? We can see that, right? Exactly. That is what happened. So now let's go to check it again. Let's scroll down. Then we are going to have, so that's it. Then come down to the next one, which is for the deposit. So now you want to deposit an amount. How do we go? See what I'm putting in the try block also in the while loop. This amount is equal to save.get number. So the get number now I need to get the amount. Remember that with this particular the get function that we get number here, we gave it here that should be able to prompt, isn't it? For us to be able to enter that particular prompt, we choose it, it should be able to tell you now to enter the amount. So let's say save.get number, enter the amount to deposit. So it's going to ask you, our program is going to actually, our project is going to ask the user, now that you want to deposit an amount, enter the amount you want to deposit, and now the object of that class, the save.atm.deposit amount. So it's going to call that particular function, which is a deposit function, and that parameter that is there, which is the amount, is going to tell us the amount now that is we are depositing. So when we deposit the amount, it's going to say successfully deposit particular amount, and it's going to give that amount. If it's $30,000 are deposited, so meaning that our new balance is going to $30,000, and the amount you have deposited is going to display a message to us telling us that successfully deposited $30,000 into your account. Are you getting it, guys? And then it's going to break the loop. Then except, then we are just give an exception, say except value error as error. So it's going to print error. If in case there's any error, anything is going to print it. So this is a try block exception to handle the exception. Now, and remember, it's going to call this deposit amount. We know very well this the object of the class is going to call the deposit function. We know where the deposit function is, right? If we call the deposit function with the particular amount that we are getting to deposit, so you see this is a parameter that we gave, and all the conditions are going to be met as it's supposed to be. So you see, it's going to now increment the amount that is based in the balance to get it. Now let's go move to the next one. The next one is the withdrawal function. So while true, passing again in the while loop, I pass everything in the loop, so I should be able to handle the exception. So the amount says withdraw, and that is the amount you want to withdraw. So the amount is this amount variable I'm assigning to it. Save the get number again. So I want to get the number that I want to withdraw. It's going to get the amount you want to withdraw. So enter the amount to withdraw, save.atm.withdraw. It's calling that particular function again. The object of the class is calling that function, a particular method. So it's going to print successfully withdraw, and then the amount that we have passed is going to print that particular amount that we have withdrawn. It's going to break that loop and then handle the exception if there's any. Now we are going to be able to run it, isn't it? We should be able to run that display method. We should be able to run the display method. So this display, because if you run the display method, what happens? This display method. So when you choose either of the options, when you choose either of these options, it should be able to do what? It should be able to run that particular, we should be able to get what the output base will be, the option we choose, if whatever the choice we've taken. Now, so why true? Save the display menu. So that save the display menu that is going to display for us. So choice. So the choice, I'm taking a choice variable, and I'm having an input function to, I say, please choose an option. So it's going to tell the user now to choose an option. If your choice is 1, then it is going to do what? It's going to go now. So it's going to go now to what? To the function, to that particular check balance function. Is going to call it. Instead of the check balance, it's going to call it now to display the amount that is in your balance. If your choice is 2, and it's elif choice equals to 2, the 2 is a deposit function. It means that you want to deposit an amount inside your account. So it is going to call now what? It is going to go now to call the deposit function. Now that is going to tell you now to enter. It will call this and then tell you now to enter what? Enter the amount to be deposited. Then you're going to give the amount to be deposited. Then it's going to print a message by telling you that successfully deposited this amount in your account. This is how this thing works, guys. It's very beautiful, right? So when you go next time to use the ATM, you're going to understand what happens in the background for you to be able to get whatever you're seeing on the screen. Because now you're using just the GUI. You are just using it, enjoying the service. But there's something that has happened in the background, and this is what it is. So now you're withdrawing money, you're withdrawing money from the ATM with some knowledge, right? Exactly, guys. Now let's move forward. If you say elif, your choice is 3, which is to withdraw, self.withdraw. It's going to call the withdraw function, and it's going to ask this, the withdraw function is going to call. It's going to tell you now to enter the amount you want to withdraw. And then when you withdraw, it's going to tell you successfully withdraw this amount. That is what it is going to tell you. Okay. And then otherwise, if you don't have anything to do anymore, you're done with all the things. Remember, it is a loop. You will keep on displaying all the options. If you're done working, you're done withdrawing, you're done depositing, you're done checking whatever you're doing in your account, what happened? Then you don't want to use the ATM anymore. You can just choose option 4. Option 4 now means it's the exit. You want to exit. So you print is going to display when you click the option 4, which is the exit. Then the ATM machine is going to tell you, thank you for using the ATM. And it's going to break the loop, means that you're going to come out now from that particular loop, means that automatically you're going to close the ATM. That means that if you want to start again, you have to start back afresh. So else, if there is no other option, you choose an option that is not within this particular list, this particular this thing is going to tell you invalid choice. Please try again. You get it? Now we have the main function here that we are calling the main function, and this main function, the object is the object of that particular class that we have is going to call what is going to call the autocontroller. You see the class, and it's going to also call method, and it's going to also call what the run method. You get it? In this main, we are having the main function here, and now we are calling the main function here. This is where we are calling the main function to go to display. This is clear, guys. Now let's try to run. As I told you guys, that the source code is in the description below. Okay. So don't worry about either. Maybe you're not going to, or you can pause the video at the same time to be getting it. So, or you can go to my description below. You're going to get the source code. Okay. And you try to do it yourself. Or you can be pausing. You can pause the video, from the beginning, to pause the video to see the source code, everything, just like that. Right. To see it and then to copy it. If you want to go in this format, you're still very welcome. And then practice it. Practice. So guys, now that we are done, we are here. Let's try to run the project now and see. Let's run it. You see, it's telling us automatically. It prompts the message. Once you have logged into your ATM machine, what happened? It prompts a message. Welcome to the ATM. So these are the options I've given you. That the display menu now displays. Check balance 2, deposit 3, withdraw 4, exit. It's going to tell you enter. So the first one is check balance. I want to check my balance. So it's telling you your balance, your current balance is $0. So it's $0 means that there's no money in your account. And automatically the prompt message is going to repeat. You get it? It's going to repeat again. So now there's no money in your account. You want to do a deposit. You choose option 2. You press enter. And it is going to ask you, enter the amount to deposit. The amount you want to deposit in your account is going to ask you to enter that amount. So let's say I want to enter what? $30,000. $30,000. Then it's going to give me a message, successfully deposited $30,000, just as what I explained in the project, isn't it? When we're writing the code. Successfully deposited $30,000. Now, and it's going to prompt again. Now, let's say I want to withdraw an amount. Let's say I want to check my current balance again. So when I take one again, it's going to tell me your current balance is now $30,000 because we have what? We have deposited an additional $30,000, right? So from zero balance to $30,000. So now it's going to ask us on that. So now let's say I want to withdraw an amount. So I'm taking option 3 because I want to withdraw. So it's going to ask me that enter the amount you want to withdraw. Let's say I want to withdraw $5,000. So it's going to tell me successfully withdrew $5,000. Can you see? Now, if you're done with everything, okay, now let's check our balance again to see. As I've withdrawn the 5,000, you see, from $30,000, our balance now is $25,000 because we have withdrawn, we did what we have removed $5,000 from the account, isn't it? Now, what a situation where I'm done working. I don't need any transaction to do again. I want to leave the ATM. I just need to take option 4, which is exit, isn't it? When I press enter, it's going to tell me, thank you for using the ATM. It's beautiful, right? Thank you for using the ATM. So it's finished. So guys, this project is very beautiful, right? Now you've built your own ATM machine. The ATM you go and stand in front every day to do. And guys, learning never ends. You can still modify this code to add many options. You can add many things you want to add in it to be able to build your ATM to add many options. The skeleton is with you. Use it and challenge yourself to see if you can be able to add things. You can be able to add things in this particular code. You get it for this particular machine. Okay. So that's it, guys. So see you now in the next one. We are going to. So remember, if you're still watching here, you have reached up to this point and you haven't liked this video, make sure you click the like button, okay? And then if you're new in this channel, you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe and join the family, we are very welcoming here. This is a very good community. And it's the 8th project in our 25 Python projects from beginners to advanced. So the expectation is that this project should be able to convert one currency to another currency. It should be able to the users to enter the amount to be converted and should give a condition to check if the amount they're entering, if it is less than or equals to 0, then it should print a message to give them a feedback by telling them an invalid amount, because you cannot give a currency that is not any amount. You want to convert to another currency, it doesn't make sense, right? Also, it should be able to do what? To show the various currencies labels to be used. You get it? For example, if I want the levels of the currencies I want to use, like US dollars, euro, pounds, all those things, we want to see the levels of those currencies, whatever the ones that we are using to be able to use. Canadian dollars. So, we have to be able to pass a condition also to the users if the currency that the user entered should be converted. If not, it should be listed among the currencies that we have given. Because if it is not, then it should be able to print a feedback message to the user by telling the user it's an invalid currency. And it should be able to display the various exchange rates. Because normally, before you convert the currency from one currency to another currency, you have to have the exchange rates, right? So it should be able to we should be able to display those exchange rates for the currencies that are involved in the source currency. That it should be able to equal to the target currency. For example, if I want to convert from US dollars to Canadian dollars, so the US dollars is my source currency, the Canadian dollars is my target currency. So, guys, before we continue, guys, if you're stumbling on this channel for your very first time, what are you waiting? Just click the subscribe button. If you haven't liked this video, you've been rocking with us, guys. You watch the videos. Do me a favor for us to be able to build the algorithm of this channel to allow YouTube to be able to push this channel ahead. So, guys, just do me a favor to click on the like button. You see the thumbs up on your down there as you're watching on your screen. And then, please, if you're just stumbling on this channel for the very first time, do me a favor to click the subscribe button, guys. This is a very beautiful community. Click the subscribe button, and when you click the notification bell and select all so you get notified whenever we upload a new video. And guys, don't forget to comment. You can keep a comment in the comment section, okay? To communicate with you, to know how I want to know how you're doing, how the project you're enjoying it. And then, for those of you who have downloaded the source code, tell me if you found it easy for you to do that and share with others, guys. Share on all your social media platforms, share with others. Thank you so much, guys. Let's continue to build this project. So, guys, this project is going to ask you. What will happen is that you want to convert a currency from one currency, source currency, to another target currency. It's going to ask you enter the amount. Let's say I want to convert 2,000. This 2,000 is asking me, is it because now what are this in the currency levels I've chosen? I chose just three currency levels. I chose to inside the program. I choose just three: US dollars, euro, and Canadian dollars. So now it's asking me, you want to convert $2,000. What is your source currency? From which currency do you want to convert from and to? So let's say I want to convert it let's say USD. So I want to convert from USD. Then what is the target dollars, the target currency, sorry, to which currency do I want to convert to? Let's say I want to convert to Canadian dollars. So it is going to convert it to tell me that 2,000 US dollars is equivalent to 2,500 Canadian dollars based on the exchange rate. Remember, it is based on the exchange rate we have given and the program finished. So now let's try to understand it, because this is how it's going to happen. Any of the currency below, because I've chosen just for sample as a project, you can now modify it when we are going. I'm going to explain to add as many currencies as possible, but I've just chosen these three currencies I've just included with their exchange rate. Okay, now let's try to work and see how it goes. Now, this is the project in front of us, the program that is written. So what I've done is that what I'm defining I just define this is a function, and the function name I've given is the def get amount. The function name is to get the amount, because we need to get the amount from the users. I want to get the amount, the original amount, that from the beginning it should get the amount to tell the users to enter the amount. And I'm putting it inside a while loop because I want to go to you. And then in that while loop, I say while true. I'm saying I'm using the try block, which is I want to be able to handle the exception, so that if in case a user enters an invalid amount, it should be able to raise an exception, a value error, to be able to handle it. So it says I'm having a variable here that is amount, which is storing what? Is storing what? An input. Is storing an input function, and that input function I've used a float to a float function, meaning that what? A user can enter any amount based of it, means the amount can have cents. Because when you're talking of money, money deals with floating point, isn't it? Money, you can, if it is just 1,000, okay, 1,000. What about 1,050 cents? Or what about point something? That is how money is. The exchange. Money is always having a point. And this is a floating money is a floating, it's always having floating point values. The cents. So what I was saying here is I'm taking an input function, I'm asking the users, enter the amount, because the amount is the amount of money that you want to convert. And then I'm passing the condition to check to say if the amount of money, because now if the amount, because this amount variable is holding the amount that the user has entered, and if this amount is less than or equals to zero, means that if it is zero, you want to convert the money. How can you bring 0 francs to convert? There's nothing like 0 francs or negative 1,000 francs, dollars, or $0 or negative $1,000 or euro or Canadian dollars. It doesn't make sense, right? Exactly. It doesn't make sense. So it should be able to raise a value exception, value error, isn't it? To return the amount. You get it? And the except value, say what is going to give us a message, a feedback to the user. So feedback is going to be given to the user to tell the users invalid amount, meaning that the user should be able to know the amount I have entered is invalid. Now let me enter the correct amount. Now I'm getting another function. This function is to get the currency. Because if you're entering the amount, you should be able to get a currency that you want to convert the money from to and to, isn't it? That is it. Just put that in mind, what I just showed you before here. To get what I should be able to convert to, from, and to. But we need a from the and to. Which currency I'm converting from, which currency I'm converting to. So that's what I said. The currency, the levels. So now the parameter we are taking here are the level, because these are the levels. So we are having what? I'm having a tuple here. This is a tuple that I've taken. If you want to put the particular this in the particular levels of the currencies, you can add as many as possible depending on you. You can set to increase the list. So for example, I've just taken 3 currencies. So the US dollars, euro, and the Canadian dollars. So I'm taking the variable called currencies. These currencies is holding this tuple. You get it? It's holding the tuple list of these particular levels, because the US dollars, these are the levels that it's holding. And I'm passing in a while loop. I'm saying while true, the currency, this is a variable currency, is holding the input of what? The formatted string of the level. Remember, this is a level parameter, isn't it? It's holding of the level currency, which is what? The US dollars, euro, or this. Means that the user has 3 choice. He has 3 choice to choose from. So he has the USD, he has the euro, and he has the Canadian dollars. Means that what? If you increase the list, you're also going to increase it here. So once you increase your list here, the tuple list here, you also need to increase the list here. And I say two, I use the upper function to tell them, means I can be able to, you can also be convert, you can also use, put capital letters, as well as you can put the small letters. Is going to go first. Can you able to put it in capital letters when you're writing? So I'm given a condition here that I'm saying, if the currency, this is the condition we're passing here, that if the currency is not in currencies, meaning if whatever the currency that they use is chosen here, for this currency here, because this currency here is holding what? Is holding the levels, these levels here. These are the 3 levels for you to choose from. And this is what it is holding. And it's saying that if the user now put, instead of putting USD, let's say the user went and put pounds. And pounds does not exist here. Isn't it? Pounds does not exist here. The user went and put pounds. You get it? And then, if you look here now, it says if the currency is not in currencies, if it is not in this, meaning that whatever you're choosing here, that it is not, you have not defined it here, it's not existing here. It is going to give a feedback to the users to say it is an invalid currency because the currency was never defined. It was never in the list, in the tuple. We never gave it. The currency was never existing. It's not existing there. So you cannot go and give a rupee, an Indian rupee. You cannot go and use a rupee when we never included it inside this. But this variable currencies is holding all the levels. Now you go and give a level that does not exist. Now you enter a currency here, which this variable is holding, and now you expect it to convert when it is not even existing here. So it is going to tell you invalid currency, or else if you enter it correctly, it is going to return the currency for us. That is the else part. Means that else is going to return the currency for us if we enter it correctly, isn't it? Exactly. Now it is the point for us to convert. So we've seen the 2 things. The first thing that we've seen here is we've got 2 functions. The other one is to get the amount, to ask the users to be able to enter the amount we want to convert, right? And then check it, and then to see that the user is entering the correct amount. It's not entering something that is not in monetary terms, isn't it? And then the next function here is holding what? Is holding the labels of all the currencies to know the various currencies that we want to convert from and to. Isn't it? Now it is to get now what to convert it. Before you convert the currency, the first thing you need to know is that what we need to write the exchange, the exchange. You get it? If you don't know the exchange rate, how can you convert that currency? Because number one, we have three things here we want to work with. We need to have an amount, and that amount we should be able to convert that amount. We need to have an amount, and that amount we should be able to convert it from a source currency. We need to choose a particular currency we want to convert that amount from, and then we need to also have a target currency, that is the currency that we want to convert the money to. Can you get it? That is why we are having three parameters here to be able to convert the currency. So now we need to know the exchange rate, right? So the exchange rate I'm having here. So just here as we come for the exchange rate, I'm having the USD. So I'm choosing the dictionary as I said. So this is the key, and then this is our entire value. So for this, the key for USD means for USD to convert USD to euro or to Canadian dollars. This is the exchange rates that we are having here. For euro, the exchange rate to convert to USD or Canadian dollars. These are the exchange rates. And the same thing also to Canadian dollars. So if I'm choosing Canadian dollars, these are the exchange rates that I'm going to. For Canadian dollars to USD, the exchange rate is 0.80. These are the exchange rate for both for it. So you see, I've taken the dictionary, and so you see, it's just like a dictionary in a dictionary, because this is a dictionary, and inside this particular dictionary, we still have a small dictionary. We have the key and also have the value. We have the key and also have the value. So to be able to have mean that if I'm converting using USD, if I want to convert USD to euro, the exchange rate I'm going to use these days to Canadian dollars. If it is euro to Canadian to US dollars, this is what is going to follow. If it is Canadian dollars to US dollars or euro, this is how we are going to follow. These are the exchange rates that I've already defined here and kept inside the dictionary for us to be able to use. I just took a function that I'm taking with the exchange. Everything I'm having the exchange rate. Now I'm given a condition saying if the source currency is equal to the target currency, returns the amount. Now this is where the conversion takes place. Now, let's say I have $1,000. I want to convert $1,000. The amount, I have $1,000 in my hand. Now the source currency should be to be now which dollars? Is it Canadian dollars or US dollars? Let's say I have 1,000 US dollars. So the source currency is US dollars. And then I want to convert it to Canadian dollars. So that is Canadian dollars now in my target currency. So it is going to convert it, and then I'm supposed to return the amount, isn't it? It's going to return the amount. So the return amount is going to be multiplied by the exchange rate, isn't it? It's going to multiply by the exchange rate of the source currency and the target currency. Then it's going to return us for us to have the accurate amount of what the exchange is going to be for one currency to another currency. Right. Then come now to finally we are having the main function, the def main function, where we are going to be calling all of this. You get it, passing on this all with the listing the amount. So inside this main function, with the object of this particular function, we have the amount, which is get amount. So you see the amount here, which is going to get the amount, is going to call the get amount function, which is get amount function, which the users are going to enter. You see here the amount variable. You get it? And then we have the source currency, which is the source currency is get the currency from the source. Then the target currency to get the target currency. And then the convert amount now. These are different objects. The convert amount now is going to be holding. You see, this amount is holding the get amount, the amount the users are going to enter. The source currency is going to be getting which source currency you want to convert from euro or from Canadian dollars, from US dollars, or where do you want to convert? You get it? And then the target currency is going to be holding the currency level that you want to convert to. That is your target. And then we have the converted amount, which is holding what the convert amount, the amount that it is converted from the source currency to the target currency. And then we are printing the total, we are printing that amount. So I'm using the formatted string, the amount, so I'm printing the amount. That particular amount of the source currency is equal to, so it's going to convert this amount of the source currency is equal to the converted amount now to the target currency we are going to get. Then we are calling the main function. So guys, hope this is clear, right? It is a very short and nice, beautiful thing to know how to convert the same thing you'll be going online to convert a currency from one currency to another. So today you can now do it yourself to convert your currency. You can be able to build it, and you can be able to modify this code. You can add as many currencies and labels as possible. Remember, once you do here, you also need to add as many as possible to go to work. You can modify the way you want and get it. So it's so beautiful, right? So this is how you can be able to do it. Now let's run this program to see how it runs. So you run it. It says enter the amount as I said. So to be able to enter the amount, let's say I'm giving 3,000. Let's say $3,000. I want to take it from 3,000. Which currency? US dollars. US dollars. And I want to convert, that's the source currency. Now I want to convert to which the target currency. Let's say euro. When I take enter, it's going to tell me that convert it to give me saying that 3,000 amount 3,000 US dollars is equal to 2,550 euro. Can you see, guys? It's so beautiful, right? The same way you do it, this is how you convert online. This is what has been taking place in the background. You just go and put to check, oh, I'm converting from this currency to this currency. You run the check and give it to you. Because everything has been put in place, even the exchange rate, everything has been put in place. So let's rerun it again. Enter the amount. Let's say 1,400.889 cents. Okay, I want to convert it from which let's say Canadian dollars. Canadian dollars, I want to convert it to US dollars. So it's going to give me this. So 1,400, this 0.8 cent Canadian dollars is equal to 1,120.71 cents. So can you see how you can be able to convert? This is how you can convert your currency from one currency to another, which is a source currency to the target currency. Guys, hope this is very, very clear and very, very easy for you to understand. This is all about this particular project. I hope you can practice and learn more. And for those of you who have not yet subscribed to this channel, guys, if you're watching us for the very first time, please feel free to join the community by clicking the like button, because very soon we are going to be entering complex projects. You see, we are climbing, right? We are climbing complex projects. You get it? And we shall be able to stick with us, going to see how you can also build a website from zero, from scratch to finish. Come on to build, like hotel management project, build even projects, to see from the beginning to the end, and with the source code. And as I told you, the source code, click the description, the link to the description box below. You're going to see the source code, the link to the source code. You get it. And if there's any project that you find there that you enter to check, and you can't find this in the source code there, just give me a message and I'm going to forward you the source code. Okay. So to know whether you're studying or where. And guys, for those who did not watch the part 1 and the part 2 of this Python, Python 25 Python projects, if you look at the end screen as we are finishing now, look at your end screen, you're going to see the distance, you're going to see the playlist of Python projects. Python projects, you click there, you're going to see all the projects and with your source code. And then if you want to also study Python full course to understand, if you're interested to know about Python, the full course, you want to study it from scratch, you just click also, you look on this end screen, you're also going to see Python full course. You see the link of the playlist, you click on it and it's going to open for you to start studying ASAP. Okay, guys, thank you so much, and don't forget to keep a like, because when you like this video, guys, you're supporting this channel by liking the videos and enjoying the materials. Thank you so much, guys. See you in the next class, where we are going to be seeing this is the part 4 of this Python projects. See you. Bye bye.